What you think?
Eddie be rambling, man.
Eddie rambling.
He be rambling. I mean, he touch on a whole lot of points.
Okay.
So I think you might have to dissect that to get a little in depth into what he really trying to say. Cause what he's saying out the top, that be right into your alley right there. That's you.
Yeah. Look, that ain't me.
That's a
That's just a good theory. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? He made sense for a brother that's out of work and they won't put him in no jobs no more. Yeah, I think he's speaking something. You know what I'm saying? They don't keep those who are speaking the truth employed in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You ain't sticking to the script. Now, Nancy, what you got to say? You know what I'm saying? What Eddie was saying. You know, do you think he was so far fetched and out of place with it?
I don't know. Anything's possible. I mean, he was also saying the other day, or saying before in reference to the fires, that, and this is what he's alleging, and they're writing about that. He's alleging that also the fires were started due to the fact that they're burning up evidence, you know, I'm just going to say illegal actions. um, so
Absolutely.
no, no, there's so much going on, and um, you hear about, well, there was a couple of movie star entertainers whose homes burned down. You had the one where one of the lottery winners, their home burned down. So I don't know, anything is possible. Uh,
mm,
Anything is possible,
that's,
for real.
You got anything else to say?
I mean, that looks real weird. That's a lot of coincidences.
There's too many coincidences. You know, too many coincidences to be it just happened. Nah, but outside of the fires, and California burning down and pretty much going to hell, it seems like the rest of the country is too, based
Facts.
upon this new thing we call nowadays Project 2025. Project 2025. Now, I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but I've heard of it, and it don't sound pretty good. And I heard that's pretty much it's just gonna change the entire way of life for human beings. For it affects a lot of people across the board. It affects me. It affects you. It affects kids. You know what I'm saying? I got a video real quick that I want to show you, right? Of Taraji. She kind of like I think she kind of went off the script. I think she went off the script, and she just gave us a good warning. I mean, wasn't nobody applauding. There was a couple people in the background like, "Oh, you tripping? You know where we at? What are you doing?" So check out this video real quick. You tell me what you think. Right? It's not working, but as soon as it works, I'll show you. Anyway, so pretty much she's giving like I think she's at the music awards.
The
No,
Yeah, the
no,
BET
it's not the Oscars. I
Awards.
think it's the music awards,
The
and she was
BET
going ham.
Awards.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I never seen it before. But she's already a passionate individual, so you know what I mean. I'm not surprised. You know what I mean. I'm not shocked. I'm shocked that they let her say it. Honestly, you know what I mean. But we'll see. So all right. So check this video out right here. All right. Let's run this one. Project 2025. What's your thoughts on it?
Man, we need to dedicate more time to it so we could do a real deep dive to let people know how much it's really going to impact their lives, not just on the surface or cosmetic level,
Mm-hmm.
like from an economic point of view, how you want to change the judicial system, how you want to change the military. Yeah, when you was talking about all aspects of life, it's like a chess move. It might be checkmate. So we really need to let people know. Not to cause no panic, but just, let them know it's solutions out there.
Okay. All right. Solutions. I
Yeah,
hope. I really hope we have some.
because it's a problem.
It really is a problem. Nancy, what you thinking on this 2025? I know you got a great aspect on this. I'm interested to hear it.
Way. I mean, there's so much that we need to dedicate to looking into Project 2025 because there's so much that is going to affect us. There is some stuff now that is already affecting us as a result of this. And even though we have Trump talking about that, he was not in agreement with it. But, you know, in my opinion only, I feel like if it benefits him, he will use it. So I really believe that it is something we really need to pay attention to, something that we don't need to push off as just gobbledygook or it's just one of those y'all just talking noise, just trying to scare us. So I really think we need to talk about that. We really do. So.
A 900-page manifesto.
Not checkers. It's about making decisions that will affect us as human beings, our careers, our next generations to come. Did you know that it is now a crime to be homeless? Pay attention. It's not a secret. Look it up. They are attacking our most vulnerable citizens. The Project 2025 plan is not a game. Look it up. They are trying to bring the draft back. Who do you think they're going to draft first? I'm not trying to scare us. I'm trying to inform us. We got 3 Supreme Court seats up, you guys. We need those seats.
Yes, a problem.
Oh yeah, it's a problem. I believe it is. Nancy, what's the problem and the solution?
Solution? The solution is we have to start getting involved and stop sitting on the sidelines. And I don't mean just talking about it, but we need to get involved so that we can be a part of the solutions. We've been sitting by for one reason or another, just sitting on our hands. Oh, it's just the government. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. Yes, because we let them. Or, they don't want to get involved because they don't want to cause no problems. Some just don't want to get involved because they don't understand or know. It's time we start getting involved. When we get involved in the process, then we can make a change.
Absolutely.
And we can put a stop to a lot of these things. But this is just my opinion. I just really believe that we need to get involved so that we can stop a lot of this stuff. So, yeah, we
I just want
need
to
get
gain some
involved.
context in this next video that I got for us. It gives us a little context. Now, Representative Parsley, I believe her name.
Oh, Ayanna Presley.
Presley, my fault. My apologies. Intelligent woman,
Ayanna.
definitely intelligent woman. I love her brain. She's very intelligent, man. She wanted some answers, and we just clearly can't get no answers. Now this is gonna be on the second video, but this one, the first one I'm gonna show you is just to give us some context of what Project 2025 is.
They don't want to give answers. I told you it's like a chess match.
Of course.
When you got somebody in check and they be like, "What you did?"
I can't hear you. What you say? Say that again.
It's like a chess match. When I put you in check and you ain't see me put you in check, what's the first thing you gonna say? What I do? What you do? What you over there doing?
Of course. So let's get some context real quick. Let's check out this video real quick.
25 is a far-right manifesto. It is a 1,000-page bucket list of extremist policies that would uproot every government agency and disrupt the lives of every person who calls this country home. The Department of Education would be eliminated. cutting students off from civil rights protections and ending essential Title I funding for K through 12 schools. The Department of Justice would go on a murdering spree. It would rush to use the death penalty and expand its use to even more people while circumventing due process protections. Project 25 not only calls for national book bans in schools, but also creates a list of banned words for the federal government that would be deleted from, quote, every federal rule, agency regulation, contract, grant, and piece of legislation that exists, end quote. Here are just a few of the words on the list: diversity, gender, reproductive health, and of course, conservatives want to ban the word abortion. On that note, abortion care would be inaccessible and illegal no matter where you live. Now, we could have an entire hearing on how these policies would quite literally ruin and end lives, and I didn't even touch upon proposals for housing, climate change, worker protections, and more. If enacted, Project 2025 would destroy the federal government as we know it.
Yes, sir. That's a problem. Sound like checkmate to me. I mean, like I said, we really need to do a deep dive. Just looking at the surface level right here, it's kind of hard to imagine almost every aspect of your life being uprooted. Education eliminated, changing the whole concept of justice. Like, I agree to disagree because we need real solutions. Like, number one, being able to step outside of the system that we are a part of. Like, it's 50 years, clear evidence that it's not working. And, you know, not to belittle any aspect that's not working, but the system in a whole is not working. So whether it's from voting or philanthropy or infrastructure, rebuilding, military acquisitions and appropriation, like, the whole system is failing and crumbling. So one solution is to overhaul that. Tough. That's a task. Another solution is to step outside of a crumbling system and build something new. So, yeah, not to advocate for anything, but if it's a crumbling system, like, that's too much to rebuild. And my opinion is let them have it. Like, you've done a whole lot to acquire this. We know what you're going to do with it. We need something else. There's no help over there. You know what I'm saying? It's a charade. Like, my point is, both sides seen this coming, right? And up until Monday, what are they doing? Like, they're still in shock over a loss, and there's no real solutions being put forth. He's gone Monday. Old boy stomping in the steel toes in the White House. It's a new time. Like, we saying we need solutions, but really the time for solutions was a couple years ago, right?
Okay.
Because any solution that we come up with, we needed time to implement it. I think Cuzzo want to say something. What you guys say, Cuzzo?
I was going to say that is why I said that we would have to get involved, because I agree that the whole system needs to be overhauled. Everything. The judicial system needs to be overhauled because the way in which it's designed. The financial system in this country needs to be overhauled because of the way in which it's designed. And there are so many things going on. The educational system in this country needs to be overhauled and redesigned. In my opinion, it's just so much that a lot of the wealthy and et cetera, and a lot of the stuff that's going on in this country has gotten away with what they're able to do. So that is why I said that if we're going to be a part of the solution, yeah, we can stand back and just let them have at it, because this is what they wanted. But if we want to see change, in my opinion, we have to get involved. because it's time that it would be time for us to be able to be a part of the change. Because if we're in there and we are actually a part of the change, we can do the work along with others to overhaul. It's going to take a lot of work. It will take a lot of work. There's so much stuff that has to be uprooted out of this country. There's so many things that have to change. Mindsets. Yeah, in my opinion, that whole federal government, all of those seats, the House of Representatives, the Senate, the Congress, all of them, that all needs to be overhauled. Everybody in the grant that needs to be going out there, in my opinion, and put new faces in there, people who are actually us, and or people that are for the people, and
I'm
not
glad
for
you
just
made
their
that
pocket.
point. I'm definitely glad you made that point because it's gonna take more than just us voting, going to the polls and voting. You know what I'm saying? My theory is if we want change, we're gonna have to teach our kids to be or raise our children to be judges. We're gonna have to raise our children to be politicians. Reason being, why? Because politicians write the laws. And then they take the laws to the judge, and the judges approve it for that particular city or that state. You know what I'm saying? So instead of us trying to change it like we're going to go and vote and do all this, that's not going to do anything. I agree with you, Nancy. The best way for us to change is for us to go ahead and start with our youth and getting a new generation in there. You know what I'm saying? So we can have our
Yes.
skin color in the in
Yes.
those particular seats. You know what I'm saying? Supreme Court justice seats and shit like that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So the next, but we don't have enough time. They have a 180-day plan. Okay, they've been to execute the first 6 months. Soon as they get in office, this next video, right?
Yep.
Crazy, right? It kind of just like a little baby indication of what they trying to hide, right? So, like I say, she's trying to get some answers out of them. Can't even get no clear answer. You know what I'm saying? Just tell me what this 180-day playbook look like. That's it. Matter of fact, I want you to come and just show and present it. And the ones that created it, they ran off, hid. You know what I'm saying? Delayed the book. Let's run the video real quick. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's run this.
Ask you that. Are you aware of the fourth pillar playbook, and can you detail, as you are under oath, what exactly it calls for?
Again, I've not seen this fourth pillar playbook that you're talking about.
Moving on.
I
I
can-
find it
but I'm
hard to
happy to-
believe
but-
that you
no, no, but-
don't
but I'm happy to talk
know
about-
the details
I'm
of
happy to
this
talk about-
100. Well,
I'm
please,
happy to
you
talk
are
about-
under oath, and do not waste my or the public's time.
I'm happy to talk about all of the policy ideas that I've talked about. I've talked about them in that
I
context. I've
want
talked
to
about them
talk
otherwise.
about the 100-day playbook, the fourth pillar. Can you elucidate us to that?
Again,
All right, I'm moving on, sir. I find it hard to believe that you don't know details of the 100-day playbook, but there's one person that definitely knows. Kevin Roberts, the president of the Heritage Foundation, and that is why, as co-founder of the Stop Project 2025 Task Force, alongside Representative Jared Huffman and dozens of our colleagues, we sent a letter to Mr. Roberts requesting he testify before Congress and release this 180-day playbook. We sent this letter on August 8th. The next day, he delayed his book launch, went into hiding. Kevin Roberts, what are you so afraid of? I am disappointed but unsurprised that the authors and leaders of Project 2025 are hiding their 180-day playbook. So today, Congressman Huffman and I are announcing a new, fully confidential tip line. Any person can visit huffman.house.gov/tip-line-form to submit any information you have about the secret playbook behind Project 2025. That goes for conservatives with a change of heart, workers at the Heritage Foundation, and our witnesses here today, who will perhaps find more courage when the cameras are off.
Right.
Say it again.
I said she sound like a detective snooping around the complex.
Yeah. 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 But she's hitting some valid points. Like, just tell me what's up with this 180 plan.
But that's my point. You're begging them to reveal the plan that they may or may not have already enacted. And it makes so much sense. If he enacted the plan, you gonna tell him? I can't tell you right now.
You under oath.
under oath, you're refusing to tell the plan. Think about how serious that plan is. That you, man, put me in jail. I ain't got nothing to say. The plan in motion. I'm gonna tell on the plan while it's in motion. You can't do that. Not in America. They don't work like that. We might work like that, but they don't work like that. And that's why I say we need to separate ourselves from that plan, that system that has made people think that you can force people that's already got a plan in motion to reveal the plan.
Well, Nancy, what's your thoughts?
Well, she dropped the mic. Basically, she just dropped the mic, and for him not to want to share or talk about and tell, you have the evidence is there, but you don't want to confirm nor deny what is going on. So that's only going to lead me to believe in that, yeah, in my opinion, it's just going to lead me to believe that, yeah, this is true. But we're going to see as Trump steps into the White House, as he takes position, president-elect, as he steps into the White House and starts working, we're going to see a lot of this stuff unfolding. And you're going to see a lot of people like today, I just saw where Trump was backpedaling on some things that some promises that he had made during his campaign trail. And now he's backpedaling.
Like all presidents,
Yes. So we just
Right.
have to watch and see how it unfolds. Because
Well,
we know it
it's
exists.
it's definitely a lot of warning signs and within this situation. The next video is like another warning sign. Answers, mentioning Project 2025. Another brilliant lady. You know what I'm saying? What's her name again?
You talking about Representative
No.
Ayana?
No, the other lady.
Mind slipping. I know.
Let's run the video real quick. And I want to just pretty much get through this real quick because I want to talk about some other things real quick. So let's run this one real quick.
Is what's buried deep within Project 2025, which any person who sends their child to public school should care about. They want to mandate that all students in schools receiving federal funding must complete the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. In plain English, that's a military entrance exam. If you flip to page 134 of the 900-page Project 2025 manifesto, you'll read this proposal, and I quote, "To improve military recruiters' access to secondary schools and require the completion of the Armed Services and Vocational Aptitude Battery, the military entrance examination, by all students in schools that receive federal funding." And guess who would be exempt from that requirement since they don't get federal funds? Private school kids. You feel me now?
He ain't got that quote that a lot of people don't even talk about. He's like, y'all want to integrate into a burning building. That's what he was saying. Like, it's burning down. Like, this is every aspect of life. Education, judicial, you know what I'm saying, economics, the terrorists. He ain't walk back terror. He ain't walking back deportation. Like, again, it's a form of misdirection, in my opinion. Because the serious stuff is,
I can't hear you. Say it in the mic.
all the serious stuff. It ain't being walked back. It's the petty stuff walking back.
Nancy, what's your thoughts?
Yeah. that is a scary thought. Scary thought. And I remember when it was some years ago when I was in active duty, they were talking about that. And I thought it was kind of crazy that they would try to do that in secondary school in order to get them prepared for just in case they join the military. Because as it is, if you're in high school and you're at least 16 with parental consent, you can take the ASVAB. So yeah, that's messed up because, and think about who would be the ones that would actually be put into the military as a result, who these tests go to. That's really, yeah, that's messed up, in my opinion. It's just messed up.
I find it strange that they want them to take arms training for kids just to go to school. That's crazy as shit. What are they planning? I don't know. My next video.
Yep. Yep.
We're gonna segue to not only how they are killing the nation, but let's just speak on some of the craziest things that we had happen in our history, such as a couple of assassinations. Now, this is how I look at assassinations, right? They all have a common ground, okay? They all have the same, I want to say 5 steps, kind of, if you would. And it would be like, step 1, remove the target from his comfortable area or normal surroundings. Bam. Number 2, disarm the target. Okay. Number 3, remove the security detail from the target. Okay. Number 4, neutralize the assassin. Okay. And then the last one would be create a false narrative. Now, I say all that to say that a lot of the assassinations that we've seen, Martin Luther King, JFK, Malcolm X, even if we go down the line to rappers, to Tupac, Biggie, they all have the same format. You know what I'm saying? Now we'll work our way from the past to the present. JFK, right? They got the magic bullet theory. Some bullshit, you ask me. Okay, a bullet goes straight, can't curve, can't go around no corners. This ain't Wanted, the movie where you can just go ahead and just bend them. No, my theory, right? Allegedly, I believe, the driver shot JFK. Best place to, you know what I mean? They always say the best place to hide something is in plain sight.
This is true.
So we gonna go down the list, right? Like I say, the first one, you remove the target and put him in a different location outside of his normal comfortability. So we got JFK driving down the middle of Dallas, okay, with a drop top, open drop top, okay, so you can see him. You know what I'm saying? Limo. All right. Next one, you remove his weapons or whatever, so he's unarmed. Okay. Also, you remove his security detail, because if you really pay attention, he's the president, so that means he has Secret Service on the side, right? So they should be really close up on him, right? Not far back. Okay, that's that part. And then you neutralize the assassin. Afterwards, they got rid of what's his name, right? Okay, and then you create the false narrative, saying that it was came from the depository up here and by the library, and he shot him and goddamn it got down 4 flights of steps within a few seconds to be seen somebody else. Come on, man. So the driver did it. Now, why I say that? Because if you pay attention to this video that I'm not this one, but the next one, but this next video I'm gonna play after this one, you can see the driver turn backwards, look at him once to get a good view. You know what I'm saying? Look forward, look back. And it's documented. You can see the tail lights. You can see him that the Secret Service man is slowing down rather than speeding up, and the president's being fucking shot at. You gonna slow down, right? So now, like I say, you look back one good time, see you get it. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he practiced it. He practiced this. You know what I'm saying? About at least 100 times. You know what I'm saying? Week prior to. The second time he looked back, wow. Just like the movie say, back and to the left. Back and to the left. Kevin saying, back and to the left. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So check out this first video real quick, right? And this kind of explains a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, what don't seem right, if you would. Let's run this video real quick and tell me what you think.
It was taken 30 seconds after the assassination by Army intelligence officer James Powell. It was withheld from public view for 13 years and has never before been presented in color. Zooming in on the 6th floor window from the street below, we see the so-called sniper's nest with book cartons piled high. But to the right of the boxes, just by the edge of the window, there is a shape. The shape is darker than the boxes, with a different texture and different color than the book cartons. The shape starts at the windowsill and backs off into the shadow area, heading upward and to the right. This could not be Lee Harvey Oswald. Somewhere between 70 and 90 seconds after the last shot was fired and 40 to 60 seconds after this photograph was taken, Lee Oswald was seen and spoken to in the second floor lunchroom. He was calm and not out of breath. Oswald would have had to race all the way across the 6th floor, running around and between the many piles of book cartons. He would have had to have stopped, wiped his fingerprints from the rifle, carefully hidden the rifle behind this row of boxes, and then run down 4 floors, stopping on each landing, running to the next flight of stairs, all the way down to the 2nd floor lunchroom, where he was seen by Dallas patrolman Marion Baker and Oswald's boss Roy Truly, the superintendent of the depository.
Crazy.
So what's your thoughts? Hold on, my bad. Hold on, there you go. What's your thoughts?
Crazy, man. Like, yeah, it's hard to grasp that he ran down that.
4 flights
He ain't do that.
around all them boxes.
He ain't do that.
Wipe the pistol.
Just to get popped a week later. He ain't do that.
Man, like I say, even the movie bullet theory. No, if you like, okay, so when you shoot something, you shoot a projectile, right? Whatever you hit is gonna go forward. I've never seen anything go backwards. Have you shot something and it went towards you? Normally it goes away from you, right?
That's the way physics work.
Okay. That's how reality works, right? If we was to put it in that manner, in that sense, right? So if his head is going back and to the left, okay, back and to the left, clearly the shot came from the front, not from the back, like they say, right? Okay, now we can also look at some pictures I got.
That's the way the trajectory go.
Now, I got some pictures I want to show you, right, after this video. Because the video shows, right, the car driving down, like I said, open drop top, give you a clear shot. And whoever was shooting, they are spectacular to hit the president on the second one. Because the first one, I guess he missed, right? And that's why he's up here holding this. I don't even think that was the case. I think that was something else, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a second shooter, right? Follow me. There was a second shooter. He wasn't worth a damn, right? So when he shot, he probably hit the back of the car or some shit, right? Right. And then they was probably like, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they had, you know what I mean? Because they all got earpieces. And they was like, nope, secondary, whatever the fuck. And the driver, he said, all right, I got this. And you can see it for yourself. He looks back once, look back again, and his head opened up. And then he want to look forward. The driver want to look forward and then speed off.
Facts.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, as a Secret Service man, when you're on the detail, we seen this in plenty of movies. You dive your body in front of the president to make sure he don't get hit. You use your body. They ain't do none of that shit. He got hit. He got hit in the head, and his wife, right? She knew where the shot came from because she was trying to get out of it because she knew it came from the front. She's like, oh shit, they shooting in here. And was going out the back door.
Every time you see that video, it do look like she trying to get
out because the shot came from inside the car. Let's run the video.
With the quickness.
You tell me what you think. Let's run this video. Go ahead. Devil is a lie. The
Break it in.
The devil
Break it
is
in.
a
That's
lie.
the segment.
I swear.
Devil is a lie.
All
But
right.
yeah, when you get to talk about that knowledge, you know what I'm saying? The vibration get the tangling. Yeah.
Yeah, that's AI chiming in. The operator say, "Hey, you know what? If ever you hear something, you cut that shit off." All right, let's try it again. If you just play, let's run this motherfucker. Just play that motherfucker.
This version tracks the limousine and maintains President Kennedy and Governor Conley at center frame. This version is only in slow motion.
See, he pinches himself right there. You know what I'm saying? If you look, the driver looked back once. Bam, he looked back again right here. Wow, blew his head clean up right there. You know what I'm saying? And then you can see she's trying to get out the back because she seen where she either seen where the shot come from or her knew that it came from inside the car.
This version tracks the limousine and maintains President Kennedy and Governor Conley at center frame. This version is only in slow motion.
Okay. Now, like I say, right here, bam, he grabbed his collar for whatever reason. Now, if you pay attention, everybody inside the limo moves out the way, get closer towards the door, because they know the shot is coming from inside. Bam, his head go back and to the left, and now the driver speeds off. You could go back and look at the video for yourself. And she trying to get out the back like, nigga, I don't want none of this. Now, is it the magic bullet theory?
You know what's crazy?
Is it the magic bullet theory, or did, you know what I'm saying, the shot allegedly come from the driver?
I'm going to just veer off on the topic for a hot second. What's crazy, though, is that 4K and the pixels that we watch stuff on, man, that hurt my eyes. I forgot how bad Technicolor was. like looking at a pastel acrylic paint and dry.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was bad. It was.
But nah, you right though. Looking at that, yeah. And she hopped out quick.
All right, so first picture. All right. First picture I got is frame, because it's by frames, because they recorded as old school. First one's frame 290. Okay. This is the first frame that you will notice that the driver's looking backwards. Okay. All right. The next picture is frame, I believe, 302. Okay. 302, this is where he finally looks forward. Okay. All right. He's finally looking forward now. Okay. Now, the third picture, frame 312 or 308. 308, he's looking backwards again. At this point, he got his target in scope, and he's ready to fire. Pistol's already in his hand, and it's aimed and ready to fire. 312 or 317. His head is split open. And the driver is, at this point, now getting ready to look forward and drive off. But any real situation in the case of the president being assassinated or being attempted on, whatever the case may be, the Secret Service man is supposed to dive on his body and cover him up. And or if you driving in the motherfucking vehicle, you speed off. You don't hit the brake to give your the shooter opportunity to hit your target. I'm just saying.
I mean, they had a different procedure going on that day.
Now the driver is William Greer. Okay. Mr. William Greer. I had a picture, but I didn't have it loaded up. My bad. But yeah, he even gets on news and shit and gives his little testimonial, whatever, blah blah fucking blah. Yeah, part of the change in the narrative, man. Straight up. Now, like I say, all assassinations have, you know what I'm saying, the same similarity. All right, Nancy, what you think about JFK? What's your thoughts?
The different way of looking at things, a really different way of seeing things than what we used to, and with the way in which technology is nowadays, technology is able to pinpoint and change our perspective of how we see things, or maybe there's something we missed and we go back and we look at it and then we catch it, you know. So it's a really good, really interesting thought and theory. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to watch that again myself and look at it
Okay.
because that is interesting. Very interesting.
Okay. So, like I say, I feel like all these assassinations have the same, like I say, the same format. Next video, we're gonna talk about Martin Luther King. We get on Malcolm X too, but we're gonna talk about Martin Luther King. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? He was removed from his normal comfort zone, took it to Memphis. Well, he wasn't took it to Memphis, but you know, met up in Memphis. All right. You had like I say, the false narrative. You got, you know what I'm saying, the assassins neutralized. His detail is removed. You know what I'm saying? He's disarmed. All 5 of the same shit. Now, Umar, you like him?
That Umar be talking. He be talking that talk.
He do be talking, and what I like about him is a lot of times, you know, he'll let you know this ain't coming from me. You know, this is in a book. Go look it up for yourself.
Nah, he give you sources.
I believe that's why we had certain stations and programming when we grew up, like Reading Rainbow, because reading is fundamental. Pick up a book,
All time.
read, right?
All day.
Where they say if you want to hide the truth from a nigga,
Put in the book.
put it in a book. So let's play this next video real quick, and let's see what young Doc, what he has to say on the MLK assassination.
Assassination was the most thoroughly planned assassination in American history. Hands down. It was more thoroughly planned and more technically arranged than the JFK assassination. According to Dr. King's attorney, William Pepper, who sued on behalf of the King family and won, proving in court that James Earl Ray did not kill Dr. King, but it was a sharpshooter for the Memphis Police Department on the explicit orders of J. Edgar Hoover. William Pepper, and you can read this for yourself, he interviews one of the Green Berets who were the backup shooters. In case the Memphis sharpshooter would have missed Dr. King as the target, the Green Berets of the U.S. Army were supposed to execute Dr. King. One of the Green Berets is interviewed, and he says that friendlies would not be wearing ties. You are not to shoot anyone who is not wearing a tie, who has a plain, flat collar. Jesse Jackson had a plain, flat collar. How under heaven does the Green Beret, acting on the orders of the U.S. military and the FBI, how in the world did Jesse Jackson get word, Art, that he was not supposed to wear a shirt and tie on the day Dr. King was murdered? And according to William Pepper's book, not my words, his words, it clearly alleges that the good Reverend Jesse Jackson was an accomplice to Dr. King's murder, that in some way, in some shape, in some form, directly or indirectly, he aided and or abetted the execution of the good Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Those are not my words. Read the book and you will see them for yourself.
Huh?
Serious, man.
Thoughts?
Serious. Like, it's on point. Like the FBI, we already got a history of that. COINTELPRO, we already know how they was on King. It's just validation. And it go back to the point that I was making earlier when I mentioned King. To me, it's one of the statements that was most impactful before his death that nobody ever even quotes. Again, integrating into a burning building.
Mm-hmm. Powerful. Nancy.
Yeah, it was I was reading up on the conspiracy theories that they have about Reverend Jackson, allegedly him being a part of it, because the one thing that I failed to recognize and remember is that he was an informant for the FBI. So I'm like, okay, And then come to find out, how when Dr. King had passed, how he was trying to make it, seem like he and Dr. King were all that, and how Mayor Koch during that time had called him out when he was, trying to, make himself the next civil rights leader, how he was trying to, Mayor Koch was accusing him of trying to take advantage of that situation and use this as an opportunity to make himself famous, according to research. So, and then to hear how, the King family, how they believe that he was a part of the conspiracy to assassinate Dr. King. So it's really interesting to see all these theories and the reasons why, especially when, and we're thinking that, Dr. King was, shot because of the civil rights movement and things like that. But stuff is starting to come out about the real reasons why everything came out. And this is something we need to pay attention to and really start reading for ourselves, because we have passed down information to each other from generation to generation to generation. So in my opinion, it's time for us to start reading these things for ourselves, because it's out there. We just overlooked it.
Facts.
Omar got another video. And it makes sense to me when I watch it, when I hear it. Tell me what you think. Let's run this next one, and then we'll chat on this one in a second.
Malcolm is assassinated February 21st, 1965. Dr. King goes to Jamaica to visit the Garveyites. He goes to the land of Marcus Garvey. He visits the grave. He credits Garvey as being one of the greatest of all time. He comes back, he starts speaking like Malcolm.
Different, yes, indeed.
Dr. King wasn't assassinated for integration.
Nope, he was assassinated
for economic revolution.
Yes.
Right. Why did they kill Dr. King in Memphis? Dr. King had to die in Memphis because the next week, where was he headed? Washington, D.C. to lead what? Breadbasket campaign. He was taking poor Americans to the nation's capital, and no one was going to leave until everybody had a house and a job. It was economic revolution. He would have embarrassed the American government, and that's why he died. He died for economic revolution, not civil rights.
He started this,
but they only give you civil rights, King.
And
they never give you economic revolution.
They give you to turn your cheek, King, as opposed to the one that started.
Show me a speech where Dr. King said we shouldn't have our own communities. Show me a speech where Dr. King said we shouldn't have our own schools. Show me a speech where Dr. King ever said Black America shouldn't have its own independent infrastructure. He never said that. We put that on him because we don't want to take responsibility for the fact that we the ones who broke his dream and turned it into a nightmare, not him.
Now, what's very interesting to me is a lot of comedians, you know what I'm saying, they put a lot of truth, I believe, and out there in the air for us to see it, but they'll laugh it off and joke it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that stand-up Mike Epps was in? He was talking about Jesse Jackson. Like, oh yeah, nigga, you got Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, joking it off, but yeah, I believe that's real shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You right there, you was close. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no collar. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Anyway, besides that, right? What's your thoughts? What's your feelings, man?
Knowledge is power. I mean, looking at the timeline is like a contextual timeline. Like, there was a lot going on in America during that time. It was a lot of understanding of the power structure, and there was a lot of knowledge on how to usurp it. And I think the government not only feared that, but they actively went into plans and strategic machinations to make sure they're never put in that situation again. I think that's why we are in the TikTok age, and just the very threat of them taking it away, people losing their mind. You know what I'm saying? Because like, there hasn't been even though we're in the information age, it is an explosion on people being having fully accessibility to information.
Way faster than what we had when we grew up. You had to go to a library to get information. Now it's on your phone. It's in your pocket
But
at all
still,
times.
the accessibility has been reduced to a desire. Like, who really wants to look it up? Like, again, we live in a TikTok age,
and it's so filtered too.
Yeah. Again, I mean,
you got to cipher through the bullshit to really find the truth too, which is tough.
with the attention span. Like, so many different factors that you could see that they've actively went out of their way successfully to create the conditions that we're dealing with at the moment. That's why I was saying earlier about it being almost like a checkmate situation, because there's so many different factors that in order to address one issue, you have to address 6 others.
Absolutely. And it's the rug, under the rug that they've been sweeping all this dirt up under. that pile of dirt is so disrespectful.
It's alive.
It's breathing. He got arms. Like, okay. Another situation like Tupac. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Another black revolutionary that was a threat, just like Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was a threat. You know what I'm saying? You was about to embarrass the U.S. government and show them how to do it. Just come together and just give all these black folk a fucking place to stay and something to eat. You can't do that. If I'm able to do it, oh yeah, nah. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the fact that I have a dream that black, white, and Hispanic and Chinese could live together. That ain't no threat. Anytime you threaten these people's money or their infrastructure, how they have shit set up, you become a threat. You got to be taken out.
Oh yeah.
If you have a voice, right, and you can reach the masses, whether it be through politics or through music, you know what I'm saying? Especially music, because music has that vibration, you know what I'm saying? That gets people totally different, you know what I'm saying? If you able to convince people to actually open your eyes and actually use your ears for your damn self, you are a threat. Like Pac, you know what I'm saying? He's another situation. Like I said, okay, we could look at Biggie too at the same time. Pac was always in L.A., right? From the East Coast, but always in L.A., right? They took him to Vegas, okay? Disarmed him. He ain't had no weapons on him. Moved his detail to the back. Wasn't nobody in the car with him other than Suge, and Suge was willing to be in the crossfire. Obviously, he must have been trustworthy of the shooter because he knew what was going on, plain and simple, right? Allegedly. And then you neutralized the assassin, right? Got rid of him quick. You know what I'm saying? And then you get rid of all your witnesses. And then the fact that you had witnesses said, yeah, I seen it. Y'all don't take him into the station to get the statement? You tell him, all right, we're going to set up a appointment for you to come back, and don't even set up an appointment for the dude to come back. All of a sudden, he's murdered. You had Suge Knight in your custody, questioning him for about a good 2 hours. He said, I'll come back. And you let this big nigga leave? And he come back 3 days, 2 or 3 days later with 3 lawyers talking about, I don't know nothing, don't see, I ain't see nothing. Come on, man. Come on, man. The way, like, okay. All right. Like I say, with Biggie, right, always in New York. They to L.A., okay? His detail was removed. Puffy old punk ass, he in the back car. He ain't with his most prime asset. He in another car behind because he know what's finna happen because he removed all, you know what I'm saying, protection. Removed the detail, unarm him, take him to a whole nother city. You see what I'm saying? Afterwards, you neutralize the assassin, which we don't know if that was accomplished or what, because we don't know who the fuck the shooter was, right? Right. And then you create the false narrative. Same shit. Okay. All right. What you think, Nancy? Because I know this is within your era. You know what I'm saying? I want to get your thoughts on how you feel about it, because I think he's still alive. He just faked his death. Man, who has a cremation within 7 days? Less than 7 days. No autopsy, no clear autopsy. The pictures that we seen back in the day, nigga, all sliced up. God rest his soul. All sliced up, bogus. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden we gonna have a cremation.
Yeah, that didn't happen that much in the 90s. That was rare for the 90s.
Extremely rare.
Cremate him
that fast. And then like Suge Knight said, the dude that did the cremation, yeah, sail off into the sunset, never to be seen again. Can't question him. Suge Knight was asked in an interview, yeah, if you knew what happened to Tupac, would you tell? This motherfucker said, absolutely not. They say, why not? Because I don't get paid to solve crimes. I don't get paid to snitch. Yeah. He knew. He was willing to sit in the car. Puffy wasn't. He was like, nigga, I'm going to be in the back. I'll be back here. I'm good. Nancy, now, my bad. I'm sorry. Now. What's your opinion?
It's all good. It's all good. I was just thinking about how I wasn't necessarily thinking about that route about him being, somewhere else, but I am really thinking about how it is ironic that anytime that you have somebody who goes, learns something different, somebody who's representative of our culture, goes off, learns something new, something different that will help to empower us. They come back to share that with us, and then now they're gone.
Right.
And this is, Malcolm X, Dr. King, Tupac, Nipsey Hussle. You got so on and so forth. They learn something new to empower us. Guess what? They're gone.
Yeah.
And I find that really strange, that it keeps happening like that. Because to keep us, from being empowered. We as a culture, we are so strong together, and we need to see that. But I just really find it ironic that these keep happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
Nope.
Let's play the next video, man. It's a little lengthy, but we ain't gonna play the whole thing. But the next video is kind of like a little baby synopsis for those who are, the millennials. The hell they said 1982 is millennial. First of all, nigga, I am Gen X player. The hell, millennial, 1982. You better cut the shit. So So for the millennials who ain't really hip on to what kind of happened on that night, this video that I got is gonna kind of explain that. So let's run this next video, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss a little bit more.
Ballistics evidence shows that the shooter in the white Cadillac fired 1 bullet into the rear door, 5 bullets into the front passenger door, several through the front passenger window, and 1 into the windshield.
I was dealing with the sergeant, and I was told it was a .40 caliber Glock.
We're going to continue this investigation. Hopefully, we'll come up with something that makes some sense of this unfortunate incident.
The cops were there all night long. There was one witness, Yafafullah, said that he could identify the shooter.
Yafafullah was an old friend of Tupac's, and he was riding in the car directly behind the one Tupac and Suge were in. So he was closer than anyone other than Suge.
Yafafullah, who was in the front seat with me, was staring out of the window. So he saw the Cadillac before it even approached the car.
And he told the police right off, I saw who did it. And it's stunning to think that, okay, he said that and they didn't say, yeah, who is it? But they didn't. They said, okay, we want you to come in and make a statement. And, at some point in the future, they didn't even set a time.
Detained on the street by police, Tupac's entourage are anxious to know their friend's condition.
They had us sitting out on the Vegas Strip for about 2 hours, and they just let us go. Everybody went to the hospital. So it was definitely worse than any of us could imagine. They had breathing machines on him. He was bandaged and everything.
In an attempt to stop the internal bleeding, doctors decide to take the damaged lung out. They make an incision in Tupac's chest. Then part of his ribcage is removed, allowing surgeons access to the area. The lung is collapsed and blood vessels tied off. Then it is clamped, cut, and removed through the incision. But the internal bleeding persists, and doctors simply can't find the source.
Rap artist Tupac Shakur is reported in critical condition this morning in a Las Vegas hospital. He was shot while riding along the Strip in Las Vegas.
It's 9 a.m. in Las Vegas. America is waking up to discover that Tupac Shakur has been shot. Police chased down leads after working all night at the crime scenes to collect evidence. Tupac has spent the night in the hospital undergoing multiple surgeries.
What are Tupac's wounds, as far as you know? His wounds are he's suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and also has a wound to his thigh. He's undergone 2 series of surgeries. He's had a right lung removed. He's back in his room, and again, he remains in critical condition.
Those bullets did a significant amount of damage to his body internally.
The first bullet hit his right pinky finger and went through his hand. The second bullet hit his thigh bone, ricocheted into his abdomen, and ended up floating in his pelvis. The final bullet entered his chest underneath his arm and became lodged in his lung.
The Las Vegas police had a very difficult time getting Suge Knight to agree to an interview. It took days. I mean, they should have held him that evening, but he had promised to come back. He stalled. Finally came in 3 days later with 3 attorneys. If anybody would have seen the shooter, I mean, Suge would have had the best view. Suge somehow didn't see the shooter. He just dummied up totally. He didn't know anything about anything, and he wasn't giving him anything.
If you knew who killed Tupac, would you tell the police?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it's not my job. I don't get paid to solve homicides. I don't get paid to tell people.
If the authorities wanted to question me and talk to me, I would never talk to the police. If it's anybody who wouldn't say anything, who know how to keep their mouth shut and don't believe in the snitches and the rats, it'll be Suge Knight.
We would like anybody who might have seen something other than the people who were there to come forward and enlighten us. They're telling us they didn't see anything, they don't know anything.
It's been 4 days since the shooting. With no other leads, police revisit the brawl at the MGM and try to identify the beating victim, known only as Orlando. Suspecting the fight could be related to Suge's gang ties on his home turf of Compton, California, Las Vegas police contact authorities in Compton.
The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department reached out to Compton Police and said, hey, we could use help. We want you to ID this guy.
My partner, Tim Brannon, was asked by Las Vegas PD to go there and help identify the subjects involved in the beatdown. And they showed him the tape, and he immediately recognized Orlando Anderson as the guy that was beat down during the incident. This guy was from Compton, a Southside Crip. At the time, we were investigating him on another murder where he shot the guy in the head.
Word began to reach the police that Orlando Anderson and his little crew of guys had been involved in the shooting.
Orlando Anderson, he's a ruthless killer, and that's the type of guy that they were dealing with out there in Vegas, but I don't think they had any idea of that at the time.
It was the 6th day. He had lost a lot of blood. They couldn't stop the bleeding internally from that chest injury. They had done 2 surgeries to go in and try to stop the bleeding, and then it would start up again. And that second surgery, they couldn't stop it completely.
I was sitting outside the room. This is his mother, Afeni. She sat there, and there was just like an uncomfortable silence, and then she put her hand on my knee. She put her hand on my knee, and she patted it and said, "It's gonna be okay, Frank. It's gonna be okay." And that's all she said to me. And I saw.
Man. Now, okay, check it out. Let's run this down real quick, okay? It's Las Vegas. You been to Las Vegas?
Yes, I have.
Nancy, you been in Las Vegas?
No, that's the one place I have not been of all the places I've gone.
Come again. Say that one more time.
Of all the places I have gone, Las Vegas is one of the places I have not been yet.
Oh, you got to go. Please put that on the bucket list. You got to go. It's fun. I swear it is. But anyway, right? So, Knuckles, you been to Vegas?
Shout out to Vegas. Yes,
okay. All right. Now, for those who've been to Vegas, right, we understand how congested it is on the Strip. Okay. Now, where the shooting took place was one whole block over from the Strip. Okay. on Koval. Okay. Now, it's a Mike Tyson fight. Even more traffic. Even more people out. Okay. It's always bumper. Even when there ain't shit going on, it's bumper to bumper. Okay.
This is true.
On the weekend. Okay. Now, he has a fight allegedly in the Jim Grant. Okay. He leaves, go change his clothes, go holler at his girlfriend in the room, come back, get up with Suge, and then they get in a ride and they driving down Koval. Okay. Now, Nancy, they reach Flamingo Street. Okay. Now, based upon the details of the story, when the shooter shot inside their vehicle, the shooter went to the right, which means he drove eastbound. Okay, away from the strip, away from the traffic, into the city. Okay, where you could go ahead and find you a crib to go ahead and park your vehicle. But Suge Knight went left into the strip. Now, first of all, I understand you trying to get away, but nigga, ain't no hospital that way. Ain't no help that way. You going straight into traffic. Straight into the limelight so everybody could see. When you could have just went to the right and followed them because you just shot at your ass. You got your people with you, right? Oh, we just gonna let this shit go down. We gonna go the opposite way? Come on, man. You gangsters like that? Y'all blooding it like that? You gonna let them shoot at one of y'all and you see it? And we just gonna go to the left and we gonna drive into traffic. Into the limelight where everybody could see. So we can make a big spectacle out the shit. No, that's bogus. Yeah, that was set up. I believe that allegedly Suge Knight knew what was going on, and he had plans, and he knew that he had to go in this direction versus following the person that just shot at your ass. So that's what it looked like, Nancy. If you ever go to Vegas, you want to go the corner, stand on the corner because it's still there. That corner ain't going nowhere. The corner of Flamingo and Koval, okay, Koval and Flamingo. And you can stand and you can look around, you can see, well, damn, there's a lot of traffic right here. If I go to the left, I'm going to the strip. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to sit at this, and all the lights are at least 2 minutes in both directions. Mm-hmm. These are long lights. These ain't regular, you know what I'm saying, 30s. Dude, these is 2 minute lights. You know what I'm saying? Now.
Yeah.
All right. Next thing is, right, Gaddafi, right?
Yaki Gaddafi.
He said he seen it. They had him on the curb, because they had video footage. Got him on the curb, you know what I'm saying? He said, yep, I seen it. But he ain't part of the plan. Yeah, oh, you a witness? Okay, all right. They told him, look, we'll set up a appointment with you. You can come back and give us your statement. They never set it up. Weeks, days later, murdered.
Yeah.
Murdered.
Yep.
Witness gone. The one that actually cared.
Yep.
Suge Knight could have said something, but you see what he said. You heard what came out the horse's mouth. He said, yeah. Oh, no, the question was asked, if you knew what happened to Tupac, would you tell? Or whatever the fuck.
Absolutely
not. I don't get paid
Said nope.
to solve crimes, and I don't get paid to be a snitch. No. So, yeah. No. I don't know, man.
Again, man, when if the government come for you, you know what I'm talking about?
You out of there.
Yeah.
So if you in that hospital laid up and it didn't go down like it was supposed to, oh, we got somebody else that come in. We got the doctors working, ready.
A doctor who?
Doctors working. Come and inject you real good. You know, hey, how you doing? You doing all right? Let me put something in your IV. Night, night. Rest in peace, Tupac, man. Rest in peace, man.
Most definitely.
I don't know. Nancy, let's get your last word, your last thoughts.
On everything? Yeah. Just it's a lot to think about, a lot to consider, due to the fact of how these are prominent figures who were really strong in helping us to see ourselves in a positive light and helping to empower us. It says a lot that they'll do whatever they need to do to keep us down, to squash us. But we are stronger and we are better than that. We are powerful And we need to embrace that. I love
That
me
part.
some us. So we are powerful, in my opinion. So
Absolutely.
my last
We
words.
are the kings and queens of this planet. Absolutely. Well, look here, man.
Indeed.
I got things to do. I'll holler at you, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's meet up again the same time next week. Because I got something else I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Some more about that Project 2025.
Yes, sir.
Because it's a lot we got to really like dive into and scrape the surface, because it's a lot, you know what I mean, we need to
we
go
gotta put the spotlight on the cracks and crevices, because it's a lot of, like you say, a lot of stuff under that rug.
It's a lot of dirt, mud, scum under that rug. You know, so with that being said, G-Ball, I'll holler at you in a minute, man.
To the next one.
You know it. All right, G. Bye, Nancy.
Cuzzo. All right, now.